Podcast, WATP.
Do you remember a show called Life by Design Podcast?
I do.
Do you remember who was on it or what the dynamic was on this show? This woman, Christy Love.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
Porn star.
Yes.
I use the word star very loosely.
Yes, and her cuck husband.
Oh. And they're religious, and they used to do this like life coach show that told you how to live your life. And the guy who is dating out of his league, but only kind of, because she's not that hot, but she's like the anal princess or something like that. Like all she does is like take anal all day, every day. And then she comes home to her husband. He's like, oh, I cleaned the house and made you dinner. Okay, honey. Do I get some action? She's like, I'm tired. My butt hurts. Like, okay, whatever. Let me remind everyone, because this was a long time ago, we covered this podcast. So if you forgot what we're talking about, I don't think they were doing video back then. We weren't doing video back then.
No, we were
This
not.
is what we're talking about.
I want to talk about marriage. And what is it like that my husband is married to a porn star? And how do you keep a marriage strong in that kind of scenario? And so we want to give a little tidbits about our marriage and what we feel like really helped us. Mm-hmm. And I know my husband was so sweet on Valentine's Day. He took me out to lunch. I was absolutely stuffed. And then later we had like a little...
and then I ate food.
I get jokes. All right, let's fast forward to the first time they met and how this all happened. And when you marry a simp, yeah, they're going to take you out for lunch on Valentine's Day. Like, that's to be expected. I'm surprised she's not over that part of it at this point.
Yeah, lunch is a little chintzy, but whatever.
Yeah, all right, whatever. So let's learn about how they met.
I have. And so if you guys don't know, the first time I met my husband was actually in Bible school. And I just had this like weird feeling come over me, and I just blurted out, "You're gonna be my best friend."
I was actually weirded out. But I was like, "But you're hot, so okay, let's be friends. Yeah, let's be best friends."
And so 2 weeks later down the road, we just kind of knew we wanted to pursue more than just a friendship. And we started dating, and we had this in mind that we were actually going to get married.
Yeah.
Do you think this guy makes any decisions for this relationship at all?
He doesn't make decisions in the conversation.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, it's nuts. All right. The reason why I'm bringing this up is not just to go down memory lane with everyone, although that's been fun, remembering this podcast. This was actually the podcast Ryan Long was on. Mm-hmm. So this is going back to the time when Ryan Long came on the show and he had slept in and was not responding to my text messages. And producer Chris and I were staring at each other across the table. Like,
Yes.
I guess we got to do this show without Ryan. You're like, what? No. I'm like, he's not here. I don't know.
No, that is correct. I remember my accidental debut.
Yep.
And then he came on and people in the chat were like, phew.
Thank God. Ryan's here to save the day. But the reason why I bring this up is because Braden Niven sent me this article. California pastor married to porn star Christy Love pleads guilty to raping younger sister. Yee, how fun. Maybe this should have been a creep-off thing now that I think about it. A California pastor who openly stated that his wife is an active adult actress, but still serves as a co-pastor of the church, is now facing a 30-year prison sentence after pleading guilty to multiple felonies, including the rape of his younger sister when he was a teenager. Stephen Dela Cruz, 37, who leads the Living Faith Church in San Diego, along with his wife, Angela, I guess her real name's Angela, pled guilty on May 14th to 8 felonies, including 3 counts of forcible rape, 3 counts of forcible oral copulation, and 2 counts of sexual penetration by a foreign object. The pastor's sister, Samantha, who's almost 6 years younger than him, initially filed charges in juvenile court alleging that her brother was 14 and 15 at the time she was assaulted. Samantha was incredibly brave, courageous, and just never gave up, said the DA. Despite multiple setbacks and delays, she kept fighting for justice and have her voice heard in court because of her determination to see her brother held accountable for these egregious crimes. The legal process did ultimately work. In September of 2021, Stephen and Angela announced the launch of Living Faith Church. He described the inclusive, non-denominational congregation as a church for sinners by sinners. He revealed that his wife is an adult actress. Brand new, inclusive Christian church in downtown San Diego. Come be a part of an amazing community that's non-judgmental, open-minded, fun, and loves Jesus. Where else will you find an adult actress who's also a pastor? This is a unique church that welcomes all sinners but glorifies Jesus, they said in an announcement. In an interview with the San Diego Sun published last August, Pastor Dela Cruz, who described himself as a hypnotherapist, life coach, and business strategist, Tony Michaels here, a business strategist, said that his wife's stage name is Christy Love. Even though they have been in a relationship for 18 years and married for 14 years, they have an open marriage, which he's learned over time to deal with. So that's funny right there. There's a lot about that paragraph. They've been married for 18 years, or they've been together for 18 years, married for 14. They have an open marriage, something that he's had to learn to deal with over time, which tells me that the open marriage is for one person, not the other.
Is sure.
Although maybe the rules apply. She's just like, hey, did you get laid today? He's like, no. I did. Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, I was watching.
My wife is an adult actress. She gets recognized a lot. Her stage name is Christy Love.
Yes.
One time, someone driving by in a car yelled, "What the hell? She's married to that?" I find it so hilarious, he said. Angela and I have been married for 14 years, but dating for 18 years, and have an open marriage. It was tough in the beginning, but I love this adventure we're on together. She's the best wing woman.
Huh.
That would imply that she's helping him get laid.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Doesn't sound like he is, but.
Also, this story's made up. Some guy driving by yelled, "What the hell? She's married to that."
Yeah.
It's like, you got to come up with like a more realistic thing.
Yeah, that's a Stut Joe lie.
That is a Stut Joe lie. In January 2023, the couple answered questions on YouTube about their theology and why they feel comfortable having an open marriage while proclaiming to be Christian leaders. They said they want to be open with their struggle with sin. My husband and I met in Bible school. The first time I saw him, I said, "You're going to be my best friend." And he thought I was crazy. But here we are, 17 years later, and still going strong. We're so grateful for God for that. It's a thing that we just heard, actually. Blah, 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 bling, double doobie doo.
That's why I'm an atheist.
I'm not trying to justify myself. We're wicked people. We are sinful people, according to the scripture. We have all fallen short. You're sinful, you're wicked, and because we're all sinful and wicked, we thank God for his grace and mercy. Yeah, but some of us don't rape our sisters, though.
Yeah.
Stephen. I think that would be the thing that would... I get it. We're all sinners. I get it. You know, it's hard to be a perfect person. I understand that part.
It sounds like that's what led him to a religious life.
Great point. Because a lot of times you replace one thing with another that you're obsessed with.
Suddenly.
Right. So a lot of born-agains were like heroin addicts or meth heads or something like that. Like they had to find a new thing to focus all of their attention and energy on. It's like, I want to fuck my sister, but maybe Jesus has the answers. According to the DA, who sought to have Pastor Dela Cruz's case transferred from juvenile court to adult court, the crimes he committed against his sister as a teenager involved significant sophistication and planning and were especially violent and severe. He reportedly isolated his sister in their home and threatened to kill her if she ever disclosed his crimes. He also often displayed a knife before the sexual assaults, which occurred in 2001 and 2002. I mean, not since Podcast Hitman have we had a story like this come up. And I'm not saying that they're fans of WATP, but I assume they probably are. I don't know.
Well, you mentioned Creep Off. How did you come across this?
Oh, because I got a note from Braden.
Oh, okay.
Braden sent me that article. And I went, I recognize those people. Holy
Yes.
shit. Wow. That's crazy.
Who are these